Well, at least you did it. Now you're ready. Starting all over. Live from Christenberry Fieldhouse, the Augusta Jaguars getting set to take on the USC Aiken Pacers in another renewal of this great rivalry. I'm Robert Ambrose. Everybody joined today by Peter Heyman. How's it going, Peter?
Good, Robert. How you doing, buddy?
Excellent. So, the Jaguars going into this game, it's the penultimate regular season game of the season before the Peach Belt Conference Tournament takes place 1 week from now. And that said, tomorrow's the final game, senior day, tomorrow afternoon. And the Jaguars, one game at a time, they're not looking past the rival Pacers. They go into this game 2 games behind the Pacers in the standings for first place. They have an outside chance. They'll still need some other things to fall their way, but if they win tonight and tomorrow, they'll have an outside chance of stealing first place in the Peach Belt Conference and getting that number 1 seed going into the tournament.
Yeah, Robert, like you said, Coach Q, she's going to tell her kids, hey, we just play our game tonight. Don't worry about the rest of the conference. 1 game at a time. Don't worry about tomorrow. And they're sitting in 4th. They're only a game behind like 2nd, 3rd, and 2 behind Aiken here. So, hey, a win tonight, that pushes them right in the mix, like you said. Could go for first.
Absolutely.
Or could end up with a better seed in the tournament, or even second and get the bye at least. Because getting a bye is always big in any sport.
In the Peach Belt Conference in volleyball, the top 6 teams go to the conference tournament. The top 2 do not have to play in the first round. They're automatically in the semis before the play-in games even happen. So that's another incentive to try and win out, even if you've already clinched the tournament. For the Jaguars, 1 game at a time, though, like you said, to try and get there. And you know, a lot of times when you're in a position where you're trying to clinch an opening round bye, the final games of the regular season basically become an unofficial playoff game in that sense to advance before the playoffs happen. So the Jaguars are going to try to do that, and the Pacers will be tonight. The Jaguars would love to use tonight as a chance to play spoilers against the Pacers, who are looking to close out a regular season title.
Yeah, Robert, looks like they're sporting their gray tonight, and hopefully, I know the last few home games, first set, they kind of come out a little cold, but they can't have that tonight because a team like Aiken, if you get down a little bit, that could be the end of the first set real quick. So
the Jaguars have won 4 out of their last 5 games since a loss on October the 26th here at home to Francis Marion, and all 4 of those wins have been in 4 sets or less. The one loss was the one match that went 5 sets, and that was last Friday night in Florence, South Carolina against Francis Marion. This Jaguars team has played very well. They only have 2 seniors this year, so a young team, and they'll be very good next year for sure as well.
Yeah, Robert, here in the Peach Belt, some teams got to travel a couple hours, so they're, not getting their sleep and whatever, but
Absolutely.
Obviously Aiken, right down the road, like 20 minutes away, a couple girls even right from North Augusta, so it's pretty much a home match for both teams.
The Pacers have 2 players from North Augusta. They have 2 players on the top of the roster, Ashlyn Hill and Allie Bell. We'll talk about them a little more later on. Allie Bell went to Shorter University, and Ashlyn Hill's a transfer from Augusta, so they both transferred to the Pacers after being from North Augusta, South Carolina. And as I was saying, Allie Bell is the league leader in assists per set with 10.47 average this season. She'll be a player to watch out for on the Pacers. I'm sure the Jaguars and Coach Quarles will have their eye on her. They had a whole week to get ready for this one. As part of the Friday night game, you get a lot more time to prepare than having to come out the next morning on a Saturday afternoon, the night after a game. The Jaguars have been focused on the Pacers all week. They've watched film, and they'll have their eye on the Pacers tonight. This is going to be a big matchup.
Yeah, well said, Robert. And the Jaguars, they can go to some of their hitters. They got Nicolette Ramos, who's actually 4th in the conference in kills, and Jessica Hedrick, hitting percentage, she's in 3rd place. And then Cassie Till with assists. So the Jags still got quite a few players up there too. So if they can just work their magic together, they can make this happen.
Absolutely. And Ramos is a junior college transfer. She began her college career at Florida State College of Jacksonville. She's also originally from Jacksonville, Florida, and she's made an immediate impact this season as a JC transfer. Coach Quarles loves to get recruits from all different classes, whether it's freshmen from high school or the transfer, people who go the transfer route, and that helps add experience to young teams. And that's how the Jaguars, after graduating several high-impact seniors from last year, are able to be as good as they are this year and be within striking distance for the conference regular season title. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups and the national anthem, and we'll be set for volleyball on this Friday night in Augusta. Stay tuned. Volleyball tonight. I'm Robert Ambrose, and I'm turning over to Peter Heyman. He's going to bring you the starting lineups.
Hey, good evening, everybody. For the Pacers, it's going to be Allie Bell, Christine Carroll, Kelsey Sperlin, Abby Scad, Avery Macklin, and Emily Dugan. And the libero, as Robert talked about earlier, who's 19 digs away from the Peach Belt Conference record, she'll be your libero for Aiken. And for the Jags, we're going to start with Jessica Hedrick, a senior. So our last match against rivalry Aiken, Chloe Allen, the junior, Samantha Zittrauer, freshman, Kylie Martin, the junior, Nicolette Ramos, third in hitting, junior, Madison Malik, a sophomore, and your libero, Holland Martin.
Thank you, Peter. We're getting ready to play volleyball. As you did mention this before the game, the Jaguars in their gray jerseys tonight. USC Aiken in a mix of red and white on the tops, which is an interesting design for sure. Nevertheless, we're getting ready to play volleyball tonight in what should be an outstanding Peach Belt matchup with a lot on the line.
Yeah, Robert, as you said earlier, Aiken in first, Jags in fourth, but only 2 games behind them, 1 game behind second, third place. So a lot of things could change hands here this weekend.
Possibly a tournament preview for a possible matchup.
That is very possible.
Week. The Jaguars won the tournament a year ago to go to the NCAAs. They're hungry for a repeat.
And they got a good enough squad to do it. They just got to come out of the box here on fire, playing as a team.
They're going to start on defense with 3 and 3. So 3 up near the net and 3 right behind. And USC Aiken starting in an I formation, and they get it across. And now the Jaguars begin on the attack. That floats over, and a beautiful dive, and saved by Holland Martin.
There's one. First point goes to the Jags off the block. Big hit.
And Holland Martin with the dive to save a point on that time, and it leads to a Jaguar point. So now Martinez with her first dig of the game on that play as well. Hedrick digs it on the Jaguars' side of the floor.
There's 2. Oh, that was a good rally going there, but the Jags quick on the put down.
That was the junior Kylie Martin was right there to spike it down. And it's 2-0 Jaguars. This is a Jaguar team. You can hang with teams can hang with them for a while, but they can immediately go on a run without warning, and then they become unstoppable. It'll be tough to go on a run against this Pacer team tonight, but if the Jaguars can do that, that'll be huge. A huge momentum advantage tonight if they can do that.
Gonna have a free ball here for Aiken. Big hit from the outside. That was a good down. Number 13, Christine Carroll.
And that gives the Pacers their first points of the game. So it's 2-1.
Ooh, good pickup there. Nice.
So that one on the return falls short of the net, so that gives the Jaguars the point.
Yeah, that was a good cross-court hit to the back corner. That makes it real tough for the opponents to get a good pass back.
So for the Jaguars, Kylie Martin will serve it. She's one of 2 Martins on the Jaguar team. The other is Holland Martin.
No relation, by the way, for those that don't know.
Holland has been the libero for almost 3 seasons now. She's a junior.
Got a call there for a double hit on the set, so refs keep a close eye on that. You see any sort of big spin on that set, they're usually going to call a double hit.
So that makes it 3-2. It'll be Pacers serve.
That's an unforced error. We'll keep track of those, Rob, see how it goes.
Freshman Hannah Seifert just into the game for the Jaguars. Hedrick hits that one very hard across the net.
Not the best of passes there, though, by the Jags. They could have had a better hit, and she hits it into the net. That was Hannah Seifert.
And that ties this match at 3 apiece here in set 1.
That's a little disappointing on that. They had a chance for a good free ball, a good hit, but weren't able to execute the passes. It's a good block by Aiken there.
And a nice
Ramos with a nice cross.
end.
A nice cross hit. put it down. Chloe Allen coming into the game.
There was some hard hitting back and forth, but you saw Martin had the dig, and the Jaguars leads to a point for the Jaguars, so 4-3, Augusta University. The Jaguars won the meeting here at the Chris a season ago.
They call a touch on it? Nope. They
It
called.
went straight out of bounds.
Oh, I got a touch. Oh, the outside judge called out. Now the net judge, he's calling a tip, so they should be giving it to Aiken. No discussion now with the coach. I think he was overruled by the head judge.
Head coach Glenn Cox has done a fantastic job with the Pacers, 24-3 this season, 8-2 in conference play.
So the Jags ended with a point there, so good, 5-3.
On a ball that sailed straight out of bounds.
Nice dig by Holland.
And now they go on to the attack, a float over.
Nicolette Ramos ran right into the post after that. Back row spike here, got a little net help. Big hit, nice. Gonna have a free ball here for Aiken.
Chloe Allen with a no-look float over, and that one lands. That
one was definitely that one was tipped. That one definitely got blocked.
And then it sailed out of bounds after the tip, so it's 5-4 AU, Pacers serve. This is a good crowd tonight.
Yeah, a little more than the usual.
Surprise for considering it's a rivalry game on a Friday night. It was a very rainy Friday all day today. Rain throughout the day in the CSRA.
All right,
so
let's start raining some points here for the Jags as Aiken just tied it up 5-5. That's a long, deep serve, and that one goes out.
So that's a point for the Jaguars. Jaguars take the lead right back. It's very early, Peter, but Pacers have not been able to take the lead yet. The Jaguars have kept in front early on, although it's been back and forth
Robert,
so far.
If you're Coach Q and the Jags here, I like the start. You stay ahead. It keeps pressure on the number 1 seeded team.
And the Jaguars are not an easy team to go ahead of. You can hang with them.
Good save by Holland.
Or go on a run.
There's a free hit. That was a good cross-court hit there by Aiken.
And that lands on Augusta's side. Pacer point, so we're tied at 6.
Because of the bad hit over there, the Jags weren't able to be in defensive position like they would normally. They just put the ball where they're not.
And that goes across. And we're on the Jaguars side. They're on the attack.
Good hit by Nick. Oh, she dug that out. That's still live ball.
And it totally caught
There's another one.
Allie Bell off guard, but it bounced the Pacers' way. And like you said, we're still live going at it. And yes, that goes out of bounds. It's going to be a point for the Pacers. The Pacers defended that perfectly. A lucky bounce did contribute to that, though. And that's the first Pacer lead this match at 7-6.
Yep, Martinez was involved in that nice dig to keep that ball alive. I think she's got about 9 so far, but we'll look at the live stats for the actuals. Nice block, and it lands out, though. Good double block by the Jags. Just ended up, because the hitter was on the outside, the ball ends up going back where it came from. So got to try to get those arms turned a little, get the ball bounced back down, Robert.
Absolutely. So the Pacers with the serve, and they're going to get it across. Kylie Martin, to be specific, digs it up.
Madison with a big swing and hit. They need something from her and Ramos. If the Jags can have both those girls hitting from both sides, it'll help. Aiken won't be able to put 2 blockers on both sides. They won't really know which one to go to.
Malik is a 6'3" sophomore from Charleston. Her and Jessica Hedrick up front.
Nice pancake by Holland Martin there.
Another diving save by her. That's the second one we've seen tonight.
That was in.
That does land in, so that's a Pacer point.
Yeah, that's number 21, Avery Macklin. All year we've talked about lefties hitting. When you're blocking, you got to kind of place yourself a little differently. So it's a little difficult going against lefties in all sports.
Yes, the left-handed pitcher in baseball is one example. Here come the Jaguars. And they get the point, so that makes it 9-8. They hit it across, and the Pacers weren't really ready to defend that one. And Chloe Allen will serve it. She gets it across.
Going to have a free ball here kind of for the Jags, see if they can get a good hit.
They set it up beautifully, but the Pacers ready for
There's
that one.
There's a quick middle hit. Blockers are right there to block it.
Yes, the Jaguars
there it is again.
3 up on the net. And it's Pacer point. Pacers winning that long battle, so they're up 10-8. And they get the serve. Hedrick with a tap for a dig right to Chloe Allen. She gets it across. In the Jaguars matchup 2 weeks ago here at the Chris, Chloe Allen was all over the floor. Diving digs, getting saves, and spiking the ball in a Jaguars victory.
Yeah, they're going to need that again tonight, maybe out of more than just her, too.
Absolutely. 11-8 Pacers. They're going to serve it. This is a busy weekend, and Holland Martin with the dig again. Back on the Pacers side. This is a busy weekend here at Augusta University.
Huge block there, Robert, by the Jags. They needed that because the Pacers were going on a little run there.
Absolutely. So that ends the Pacers streak of 3 unanswered points. So it's 11-9. Malik will be back to serve. The Jaguars like to mix and match who serves the ball. And they're ready with 3 up on the net. And Holland Martin with a good backup gets the dig again. And that's going to sail into the stands. Jaguar point. It's 11-10.
That's 2 in a row for Madison Malik. They need her. She's hitting big. She came to play tonight,
Absolutely.
Robert.
She can guard the net with her 6'3" frame, and she can serve. She's very versatile for a 6'3" sophomore.
She's kind of got that different than everybody else, that high looping ball. So,
but when you look ahead to next year, Jessica Hedrick is 6'2" and is a senior. Who could replace her on the net? Madison Malik will be that person next year.
You got that right.
12-10 Pacers. They'll serve it. Tomorrow's senior day, as well as the home opener for the women's basketball team here at the Chris. So it'll be a busy day tomorrow here in this very arena. And we'll bring you all the action here on the Augusta University Athletics Network on YouTube for the volleyball match at 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow for senior day. Point for the Jaguars, it's 12-11.
I think that was Hannah Seifert again. She hasn't played a lot this season, but she's coming in and doing well here tonight.
She's a 6'1" player from Holly Springs. She's come in and has made an immediate impact so far. And Kylie Martin serves it.
Little dink shot there. Back row spike from Chloe. Oh, yep, they called it up. You could see that one, Robert, right away.
Touching.
Yep, a lift. He called a lift there on that one.
So that ties it at 12, and Kylie Martin will be back to serve it again. Tuesday night here at the Chris, the men's basketball will have their opener, the AU men's team. As November is a transition month every year in college athletics when you transition from the fall sports to the winter sports.
And the Jags take the lead there, Robert, 13-12. They're on their own little run here. Let's keep this going.
They are. It's a game of runs. The Pacers had a little bit of run to go up by 3 a moment ago, and the Jaguars have answered back and taken the lead, and now we're tied at 13 on a service error.
Yeah, that's
the Jaguars.
That's the second one tonight, Robert. Those are the points against a team like this. You can't give away free points. All serves in.
During most of the volleyball season, the stands closer to us on our side of the floor are usually folded in, but they're extended out tonight because of basketball tomorrow, and they'll be extended out tonight for the next several months. And it's definitely helped draw a great crowd tonight, for sure.
Yeah, and that great crowd just saw another huge spike by the Jags. They're all coming out firing, Robert.
Yes,
Coach,
they are.
Coach Q gave them the right
13.
speech.
Jaguars trying to get on more of a roll. They have a little bit of run. We're tied at 14, but they want to get on a roll and bury the Pacers as soon as they can. They love to go on runs and bury teams.
Yeah, but if you're Coach Q right now, at 14-14, I'm happy because the pressure is really on Aiken.
Well, absolutely. They usually get on runs later in game. They can wear teams down.
Yeah,
and they're in a perfect position for that.
And another spike kill for the Jags, and Chloe Allen pumped up like always. She's that team leader. She's that spark, and the whole team right now seems pumped up. I love it.
Samantha Zitrauer, a 5'9" freshman from Savannah, will serve it for the Jaguars. And that sails out of bounds. The Jaguars had it guarded perfectly, and there was no real good place for the Pacers to put that ball except out of bounds, and that's Jaguar point at 16-14. Zitrauer will serve it again, and that gets across. And that's off of Zitrauer's hands, and that's a point for the Pacers. So it's 16-15.
That was a good quick set spike there by Aiken.
Absolutely.
Good pass by Ramos.
And a beautiful kill that time for Ramos. Hit it extremely hard, gave the Pacers no time to react.
Yep.
So it's a 2-point
Yep.
Jaguar lead, and now she will serve it.
Yep. It was actually Chloe Allen on the kill, but Ramos made the good pass to her.
So Ramos will get the assist and Allen
Yep.
the kill, and that one bounces off Holland Martin's hand and right to Coach Quarles on the bench. And it's 17-16.
You know, we're speaking about the Jags hitting it hard. Aiken comes right back with another one of their own. So this is a hard-hitting clubs here.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like two heavyweights bouting it out.
The heavyweights hit hard.
Hey, we got some fans on our side of the court, like you said. Still coming in.
That's because the court has been, the seats have been extended with basketball coming up. Now, I have to think they should keep it extended for volleyball all year round, too.
It's not a bad idea, Robert.
And that one's going to,
we might have
deflected?
It was, but are we getting a net call? He's calling net anyways.
No, it landed on the Jaguars' side, and it's a point for the Pacers. So we're tied at 17, and we'll have our first timeout of the match, and it's taken by the Jaguars. And we'll take a timeout as well. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Chris. Tied at 17 in set one. It's been back and forth, and it's been a dandy so far between the Jaguars and the Pacers. It's always a dandy whenever these two teams match up, no matter what the sport. And the Jaguars get the first point off a timeout. So far the timeout taken has paid off. It's 18-17 Jaguars.
We've seen that a lot this year, Robert. The timeout, and then the team that called the timeout gets the point back. So good call.
Jaguars know what to say during the timeout to get the point. It's paid off so far. Diving dig by Ramos. And the Jaguars, what a job catching Pacers off guard once again. It's 19-17. Chloe Allen will serve it. And she gets it across, and where does that one land? That lands in. What a job by Allen. In the perfect spot. And she'll serve it again, and why not?
The Jags are 3 points up, Robert. Another point or two here. You might see a timeout by Aiken.
They haven't used either of theirs. The Jaguars have one left this set. Timeouts do not carry over set to set. And Jessica Hedrick with a spike. It's 21-17. We'll see if the Pacers do take their timeout. And yes, they do, Peter. You did call it. So each team will have one left. And we'll be back after this. We are back here at the Chris. 21-17 Jaguars. They've scored 4 straight, and that has forced their Pacers to take a timeout. Chloe Allen serves it again, but this time the Pacers were ready for that one. And a whistle, and we have a hitting violation, so that's a point on. Oh no, that's
It was a net violation.
A net violation on the Pacers and a Jaguars point, so that's 5 straight points. So once again, the Jaguars with the first point off a timeout, 22-17. Allen will serve it, getting it across, and that's off of the hands of Holland Martin. Point for the Pacers, 22-18. Jaguars, after the timeout, can transition into closeout mode here in set 1, up by 4, although not much margin for error. The Pacers still, you would think they have them right where they want them, down by 4. And this is a team that can come back. We've seen it happen before. Another diving dig by Holland Martin. Here come the Jaguars. Kylie Martin hits in the cross and gets the point, just out of the reach of a diving Emily Duggan. And it's 23-18. Kylie Martin will serve it. She gets it across. And the Jaguars with another point, 24-18. Martin hit it in the perfect spot.
We call that an ace, Robert. 1 point away from winning this first set. And
That's exactly where we are, and the Pacers will use their last timeout. And now, what did you discuss here in this situation? The Jaguars just trying to figure out how to get 1 point and prevent a rally, and the Pacers from thinking they still got a chance. The Pacers are trying to figure out how to get back into the
okay, you keep doing exactly what you've been serving well. You're blocking them guys. And if you're the Pacers, you got to forget that it's game point. That's the last thing you want, because all that does is add extra pressure to you. Yes. So they just want to execute, get a good pass. That's the very first thing the coach will tell them, good pass, and then let your hitters do the rest.
Absolutely. Coach Quarles is good at anticipating the opponent's adjustments that could potentially be made and being able to take advantage of the other team taking a timeout. We saw that earlier, and now the Pacers have used both of their timeouts. The Jaguars still have 1 left. It's unlikely they'll use it this set unless the Pacers begin a rally. Kylie Martin serving.
Madison Malik.
Correction, Madison Malik serves.
That's right. And
that sails. No, that may have been deflected. It bounds. It's a point for the Pacers, so the set will continue. It's 24-19, at least 1 more round.
Yep, line judge called a tip on that one.
Carrie Mercer, 5'6" freshman from Hilliard, Ohio, back to serve.
Carrie Mercer's going to have to at least serve 5 in a row and get all the points to keep this first set going.
And that one goes out of bounds, point for the Pacers, so she'll now serve the second of those potential 5 in a row.
Robert, that's okay there. With 6 points up, go ahead and hit the ball hard, and if it goes out, it goes out. If it goes in, it goes in.
It's like a waste pitch on an 0-2 count in baseball.
That's yeah, pretty good, buddy. Good analogy.
You can afford to do one again here, and this time it works, and the Jaguars get the point. It's 25-20. Jaguars win set 1 and will carry the momentum over into set 2, which we will bring you on the other side of this break. You're watching and listening to the Augusta Jaguars Volleyball on the Augusta University Athletics Network on YouTube. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Chris. The Jaguars winning a very well played set one, lead one set to nothing. As we begin set two, I'm Robert Ambrose, and we'll be joined by Peter Hickman as we begin to get ready to begin the second set here on this rainy night in the CSRA, but no rain inside tonight, Peter. Great night for volleyball, great crowd, and so far, the crowd has gotten their money's worth. Jaguars winning set one.
Yeah, Robert, it was rain and kills, though, by the Jags. They look like the better team so far. They're excited, they're happy, they're executing. They've made a few unforced errors on the serve, but you know what? They just forgot about it, moved on,
Absolutely.
Won the set. They just got to keep doing the same thing here this set.
Chloe Allen will serve it. She had some very good serves when she served 5 in a row in set one, and she'll start out the serving in set two. She gets it across. We're underway once again. That puts the Pacers on the attack, and Allen with a dig on the Jaguars' end. And the Jaguars with point number one of set two. They got point number one of set one, and it turned out to be a positive omen. We'll see if it's another positive omen here in set two as well, but we'll have to wait to see on that. Allen will serve it again. Jaguars leading at 1-0. She gets it across once again, and that is deflected on the return by Jessica Hedrick. It's back on the Pacers side and a hitting violation, and it's 2-0 Jaguars. Allen serving for the third time in a row. And it may have bounced off the net, but it was a Jaguars bounce, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, that was one of those serves like a knuckleball. They kind of float, and as a defender, it throws you a little bit off. We got a ball in the court, so hopefully the blind judge sees that. He does.
Targeted perfectly.
Yep. Good serving.
And she gets it across once again.
That was a good pass by the libero there to get it in a hitting position.
And on the attack, the Pacers ready for that one, and it's back on the Jaguars side. And Hedrick hits it over.
Kind of a free ball there. I wish you could have went into the back corner on that.
And that's going to float out of bounds, and the Pacers with their first points of the second set. It's 3-1.
Yeah, that was Avery Macklin, the lefty. She causes troubles out there. Left. Still a good start by the Jags, though. Up 3-1.
Absolutely.
Nice.
So the Pacers go on the attack, and they get it over the Jaguars' front. And Colin Martin was right there to hit it across, but the Pacers were ready. Here come the Jaguars. It's floated over.
Really like to see Madison hit those. She's been hitting well tonight.
That one lands in, and it's 3-2 Jaguars. And Jessica Hedrick with a spike. It's 4-2.
That was one of those quick ones, Robert. The pass went right back over, but the Jags are right there. Put her right down. You always got to be ready for those quick ones. That's why they stay at the net right there with their hands ready, toes ready to jump.
Absolutely. Malik serving for the Jaguars. This time gets it across. Allen digs on the Jaguars' end.
Ooh, that one was out. Madison asked for it. Pass might have been a little behind her.
So it's 4-3 Jaguars.
Got Peyton Murchie coming in, and Hannah Seifert subbing in.
The Pacers led very briefly in set one, went up 11-8, and then the Jaguars went on a run, took the lead, and closed out the Pacers, although the Pacers kept it close throughout the set. Jaguars still have not trailed here in set two yet. Peyton Murchie hits it up for Kylie Martin to hit it over. And it works out in the Jaguars' favor on that one, and it's 5-3.
Yeah, that was Martinez. Almost tried to make a dig there, but the pass didn't make it to her friend. And unfortunately, folks, live stats are down right now, so we're not sure of where she's at on the digs.
We'll keep you updated on that as soon as we do have something to update you on. It's 5-4 Jaguars, the Pacers with a point that time.
That was a killer spike right there.
We certainly don't want to give false information on the stats.
Nice. That was a great touch by Nicolette Ramos.
Yes, Ramos floated it over. above the reach.
Ramos usually hits hard, Robert. She's usually a big hitter, but mixing it up. Not that time, sure not. Got to mix it up.
When you change it up, it's usually when it pays off. Catches the other team by surprise.
Good. That was perfectly played by Aiken. The girl at the net popped it up, and the other girl went to the way back row. That's what they teach you, Robert.
And that makes it 6-5, so Jaguars still clinging to a 1-point lead early in set 2. Jaguars were caught off guard on that serve, there's no question. Allie Bell will serve it for the Pacers. She gets it across. Jaguars go right on the attack, and they waste no time whatsoever. And Chloe Allen, with a very hard-hit ball, gives the Jaguars a 7-5 lead.
I think they ended up calling a net call there, but at any rate, the libero there wasn't getting that one back.
The point goes to the Jaguars, so Zitrauer will serve it.
Jake's mixing up a lot of girls tonight, Robert. Good rotation.
The Jaguars have a very good deep bench, and that's what's helped them reload this year after the 4 seniors that graduated last year. Plus the combination of junior college transfers with the freshmen brings experience to the young team. I talked about that pregame. Another reason why the Jaguars are in the top, near the top of the standings in the Peach Belt Conference year after year under Coach Quarles. And that's a point for USC Aiken, and we're tied at a touchdown apiece here in set 2, 7-7. We got volleyball and basketball here at the Chris tomorrow, and a lot of college football action going on tomorrow throughout the country, and NFL on Sunday. Great weekend of sports. Yep.
Back to the volleyball here. Madison Malik again, another kill. She's been getting a lot of kills tonight, Robert. They need that.
Yes. Yes, she has, and we're going to see a lot of her the next couple of years. She's only a sophomore, and she brought experience with her from Charleston Southern, transferring in the start of this season.
Middle hit. Good block.
And Malik hits it over, but the Pacers are ready for that one, and now they're going to set it up, but it goes out of bounds. It looked as though Carrie Mercer took her eye off. No, that was not Carrie Mercer. That was Kelsey Sperlin, who took her eye off the ball, went a different direction, and the ball went the other direction, sailed out of bounds, and that gives the Jaguars a point. It's 9-7 AU. And that bounces off of Holland Martin's hand, goes out of bounds. It's 9-8.
Yeah, in that last play, Robert, the setter was looking for an outside hitter, but the outside hitter wasn't there, so easy point for the Jags.
Martin digs it up. Jaguars on the attack, floats it over. And the Jaguars set up the attack beautifully. And was that Malik again?
It sure was.
Yes, so 10-8. And Chloe Allen will serve it again.
I think she's got at least 3 this set, and she had 3 or 4 the last set. So right now she's the go-to girl.
And she stays in the game as Hedrick comes in and Holland Martin.
Good serve by
Chloe Allen with another great serve. Like you said, we've seen a lot of those from her. She'll serve it again. It's 11-8 Jaguars. It was 11-8 Pacers in set 1 before the Jaguars began a little bit of a run, which led to a victory in set 1, and that one sails out of bounds at 7-9.
Yeah, that last serve, the one before might have floated out, and somebody tried to yell, but the Pacer girl hit it. This time they laid off it, and it went deep. So Chloe just got to be hold back a little bit on that serve.
And it's up in the air, ready for Allen to hit it over, but it hits the net, so it's a Pacer point, 11-10. 2 straight points for the Pacers.
Chloe's a little off her game right now tonight, so they need her to get back on. And she's the type of girl that flip a switch.
I don't think that's anything to worry about. Jaguars on the attack. Hedrick tries to float it over, but it bounces off the net. And then it bounces off, and the Jaguars are able to reset. And where does that one land? Out of bounds. Holland Martin, a beautiful job, Peter, of laying off of that one. She almost made contact and just barely laid off. And that results in a Jaguars point. And it's a difference between a 12-10 Jaguar lead and a tied game at 11. Game of inches.
Nice dig by Chloe.
And that falls short of the net.
Kylie Martin got to get that spike up higher there, that hit.
And we have substitutions, so Malik will take a seat. A little breather. Also, Zitrower will take a seat. Peyton Murchie, one of the 2 seniors on the Jaguars team, into the game. Jessica Hedrick is the other. It'll be Pacer serve with a 12-11 Jaguar lead. Allen digs it. And that
nice save.
to the net. And that's a point for the Pacers. That ties it at 12.
I must have called net there.
Exactly what it was, so 12-12.
Or a lift. Good. That was a good set. She had to get low on that. Nice block.
Murchie touching the ball for the first time tonight. Leads to a Jaguar point, 13-12. And now that'll be Kylie Martin serving it. And Murchie hits it up. And the music started playing in the background in the middle of that one, but results in a Pacer point. Well, not the music resulting, but the Pacers ended up scoring.
Yeah, I'm not sure
May
what
have
that's
thrown
all
the
about.
Jaguars off rhythm a little bit, and it's tied at 13. Murchie hits it up in the air. Ramos, a very hard hit ball. Beautiful hit. It's 14-13. Pacers still have not been able to take the lead here in set 2.
And that's what you want to do if you're the Jays. Just keep it tight or keep ahead, because guess what? Pressure's all on Aiken.
Martin serves it, and that's going to hit the net. So a service error ties it at 14.
Back in the game for Aiken, that big lefty. Big hitting lefty.
That is Avery Macklin, a 6'3" senior, all the way from St. Charles, Illinois. And she's going to make an impact up at the front of the court for the Pacers.
Ooh.
Jaguars floated over, and it's right back over to Macklin. And where does that one land? That lands in.
Nope, that was out.
No, you're right. That was out off of the Pacers. So a Jaguar point, 15-14. The Jaguars just not letting the Pacers take the lead here in set 2. The Pacers' lead in set 1 was very brief. And it's even less brief in this set. Jaguars get it over. Pacers go on the attack. And it goes over the Jaguars' front. It was deflected. And it lands on the Jaguars' side, ties it at 15.
Yeah, the
This
Jags
is back and forth.
The Jags had 3 blockers in the middle. They all jumped, so nobody was there to get the deflection afterwards.
The Pacers with yet another chance to take the lead here in set 2. And they do, 16-15.
You know what the call was, don't you, Robert? When you see the ref hold up a
Hitting
2,
violation.
yeah, that means they set it illegally.
You can only hit the
Double
ball
hit.
once before someone else touches it in volleyball. And the timeout is taken, I believe, by the Jaguars as they're trailing in set 2 for the first time, 16-15. We'll take a timeout as well. Stay tuned.
You are anything but ordinary. You have your own path and your own potential to realize. At Augusta University, the advantages created by our diversity in thought, culture, and collaboration give you and us infinite opportunity. Together, we're changing our community, our campus, and our world. We are boundless. We are Augusta University. You are anything but ordinary. You have your own path and your own potential to realize. At Augusta University, the advantages created by our diversity in thought, culture, and collaboration give you and us infinite opportunity. Together, we're changing our community, our campus, and our world. We are boundless. We are Augusta University.
Use that excitement for some momentum, trailing 16-15, Peter, off the timeout. The Jaguars bench was doing the dance to the song, and that falls in between Kylie Martin and Samantha Zitrower, so the Pacers with the first point. But the Jaguars, I'm sure, will answer right back right here, down by 2.
Yeah, that's definitely an area you can't make. Somebody's got to know who's hitting it. They're communicated. It ain't going to be the setter.
And that sails the wrong direction off of the hands of Nicolette Ramos, and it's 18-15. The Jaguars, though, definitely have the excitement, but they got to keep it controlled to keep the momentum back on their side.
That's right. Sometimes you got to contain the nerves. Well said, Robert. That's out.
And they are able to do so there. Good job laying off of that one, so 18-16. And is it going to be Nicolette Ramos serving? Yes, it will. Jaguars used one of their 2 timeouts in set 1. They've used one of their 2 timeouts again here so far in set 2. The Pacers used both of theirs in set 1, have yet to use one in set 2. It's 19-16 Pacers off of that one. And that's going to send Rebecca Martinez, we talked about her pregame, back to serve. And she gets it across, dug up by Ramos.
Good pass. That hit down the middle, Robert, was set up because Ramos had a perfect pass to the middle, which allowed the setter to not move, and they keyed up Chloe Allen right down the middle with the quick spike.
Martinez has 14 digs tonight. She is 5 away from breaking the all-time conference career record in the Peach Belt. She went into this match needing 19, and she has 14 of those 19 so far in this one. So 4 away from a tie, 5 away from the new record. Point for the Jaguars, it's 19-18.
She had a chance to get one there, but went off her arm, so. Jags sneaking right back
Jaguars
here.
will take it, Allen will serve it, Holland Martin back into the game, and Ramos will take a seat. And beautiful serve by Allen, and you can tell they're feeling it after that timeout, even though the Pacers have got the first few points. They're feeling it, and they're pumped after the YMCA. We're tied at 19.
Yep, pressure back to Aiken.
Down to the wire here in set 2, just like set 1.
Kind of free ball here for the Jags.
You can tell set 3 will probably be the same way.
Guess who they go to?
That was Madison Malik.
Yep.
And it's 20-19. Jaguars take the lead right back. Allen will serve it, and that forces the Pacers to take their first of 2 timeouts here in the set number 2. Jaguars with the lead. It's 20-19 Jaguars. We'll see if they play another pump-up song during this timeout as well to keep the Jaguars into it. We'll be back. We are back here at the Chris. Chloe Allen will serve it for the Jaguars. Jaguars have a 20-19 lead. Peter, we mentioned this. Rebecca Martinez needs only 5 digs to break the conference record, and a service. No, they gave the point to the wrong team. That is a point for the Jaguars on a beautiful serve by Chloe Allen that bounced off the net.
Yeah, it should be 21-19, Rob. They're fixing it now.
They did.
Oh, there's a bad pass.
And a beautiful spike by Jessica Hedrick. It's 22-19 Jaguars. Allen will serve it. We talked about Rebecca Martinez in her scouting report. The Jaguars figured it out during the week during their preparation and practice. They locate where she is on the court and they hit the ball the opposite direction, and it's paid off. A little practice served by Chloe Allen as a little confusion on the Pacer bench, but they have her figured out. That is for sure. Thanks to the preparation. And that's a spike credited to Christine Carroll, and it's 22-20.
Yep, they needed that one, Robert. The pass was a little deep, too. I thought maybe Augusta would be able to hit that, but.
And Carrie Mercer will serve it. Freshman from Hilliard, Ohio. Gets it across, and Allen gets the dig. And that bounces off the net. And Martin hits it backwards, back across.
Holland tried to pancake that. It was a beautiful, quick hit by the Aiken there.
Allen has 6 digs tonight so far, and counting. She leads the Jaguars with digs on tonight. 22-21, Augusta University with the lead. Jaguars hit it across. And that is going to be a kill credited to Kylie Martin. It's 20.
Nope. They called it just out. That was close,
just went out, so that ties it 22.
I thought what you thought, Rod. I thought it might have caught the line, but...
Game of inches, like we said.
Okay, come on, Jags.
And that bounces off the net. Jaguars with a point, 23-22.
That was a good rally there. Two points away, Robert. 1 point at a time, though.
Pacers down by just one, so
Big
momentum swing. 1 point can be a huge change in momentum, and that ties it at 23. And at this point, you're going to have to score two in a row to win this set.
Well said. Jags rotate
you have
a couple
to win
girls
by
in.
2 in a volleyball set. It's not exactly a first to 25, or it is, but there's a pretty major exception. Bain Murphy hits it up, and that's a point for the Jaguars, and it's set point 24-23.
That was Kylie, I think, right?
Yes, it was, and she's going to serve it as well. Now, if you're the Pacers, you just want to focus on this set and this round and this round only. If you tie it, then it does not become set point again. And the Jaguars take set 2 on a hitting violation. And they lead it 2-0. We go to set 3 on the other side of this break. What a match this has been. We will bring you set 3 on the other side of this break. We'll be back in 4 minutes. Stay tuned. Peter down to the wire, and this is a situation that the Pacers are not used to. 24-3 overall this season. They're not used to being down like this in their games. So if you're Coach Quarles, you got to be absolutely pleased with what you're seeing, but at the same time, not satisfied. The closeout set is the hardest, and that's what the Jaguars face here going into set 3. The Jaguars swept the Pacers in last season's matchup, but during set 3, the score was into the 30s before the Jaguars were able to win by 2 to close it out in an epic third set in an outstanding matchup last season. And 2 years ago, the Pacers did roar back from down 2-0 to win in 5 sets on senior day here at the Chris. So this match is a long way from over. And Coach Quarles is aware of that and I'm sure reminded her players just how important this closeout set is here in set 3. And the first point of the set goes to the Pacers. It's 1-0.
Yeah, Robert, well said. Jags are up 2 sets, but Coach Q is going to say the ball game is 0-0. You forget all that.
Absolutely.
1 set at a time, 1 point at a time.
And Chloe Allen goes high and hits it hard across. It's 1-1. Jaguars tie it. And Madison Malik will serve it.
Serving number 17, Madison Malik.
Free ball here.
Another diving dig by Holland Martin. We've seen several of those from her today. And
Nice
that
block.
one lands in. Point for the Jaguars. Is that going to be Kylie Martin?
Yeah, it was Kylie and Hedrick together, so.
Malik will serve it. 2-1. Augusta here in set number 3. And on the serve, that's going to go out of bounds, and it's a point for the Pacers. We're tied at 2. And Pacers serve it. Allen digs it. I mentioned that she leads the Jaguars in digs tonight. And that's deflected and lands for a Jaguar point. Jaguars with their outstanding front court. Height advantage for a point there. It's 3-2. And here come the Pacers, and that's going to land in front of a diving Kylie Martin just out of her reach. We're tied at 3.
Yep, they hit that right by
Here
the
in
inside
set
hand
3.
of the blocker.
Tied at 3 in set 3. Pacers will serve.
Speaking of 3, Martinez is 3 away from the record, too.
Traces are wild. I like to say deuces are wild when it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in baseball. In volleyball, traces can be
I like
wild.
that, Robert. That's good.
And the service error gives the Jaguars a point. It's 4-3.
They'll take that all day, unforced errors.
Chloe Allen will enter back in. Jessica Hedrick will take a seat. The Jaguars' rotation is outstanding with that deep bench of theirs. And that's another reason they can wear teams down and go on runs later in sets. And a service error ties it at 4.
So they give the point right back. Those are those little things, Robert.
Pacers serve. It's dug up by Kylie Martin.
That one was probably going out. The Aiken girl saved Chloe there. That one's touched. So Aiken up 5-4 here, but just keep it close, Jags.
And Ramos hits it over, and that's going to bounce off the net, and the Pacers fail to return. That one ties it at 5. This is a back-and-forth set. It's been tied at every point.
Yeah, that
far.
That was a great. I don't know if you saw it from our angle. You can see that perfectly. Ramos did a great slice spike to get it by the inside blocker to that little spot where not many people are for the opponents. Good job, Ramos. Ooh.
And a battle top of the net for the ball, goes back on the Pacers side, and they hit it over, and now the Jaguars have a chance to attack, and Chloe Allen hits it hard. That leads to a point. You know what she's really good at? She can hit the ball hard, and she catches the other team off guard. Even if she hits it right to an opponent, they don't have enough time to react because of how hard she hits the ball. We saw it again there. It's 6-5 Jaguars.
Uh-oh. Oh, Madison.
And the Jaguars, that was also a hard hit ball, and the Jaguars unable to react in time, and it bounces off the net, and we're tied at 6. Like I said, we've been tied at every point so far in set 3. And that streak continues here with a 6-6 tie. Will it continue to 7? We'll wait and see. If it continues the rest of this match, it'll be the match or the set that never ends. Because you have to win by 2.
Good save. Good ball, Jags.
Holland Martin, a no-look, hit the ball across.
Play. Oh!
And a dig.
Oh my gosh! Huge play by the Jags there, Robert.
Yes, Holland Martin got the dig, and on a play after hitting the ball across, and another diving dig by her, and the Jaguars get a point, and it's 7-6. And they hit it up right to Holland Martin, but unfortunately, Samantha Zitrauer hit the ball one too many times.
Yep, that was
and it's 7-7.
Double hit on the set. But that point before, Robert, those points that you get, those are the ones that the great teams, you look back, match, and you say that's why we win, because sometimes the ball just goes away and your instincts are right there and you're ready to play on all those little touch shots. Good
and that sails out of bounds. Kylie Martin, smart to lay off of that one. It's 8-7.
Yep, they teach them to follow the ball, Robert. When you're in the back row, you kind of got a spot. If it's at your shoulders, you're going to go out and you walk it back to the line and then let it go last second.
It's smart. It's a smart reaction, and it's good instincts. And that's a point for USCA Aiken. And again, we're tied. We are tied for the 8th time in this third set, not including the 0-0 tie at the start.
I was going to say, Robert, technically 9, but good catch.
And the Pacers go up 9-8. And the Jaguars would like to tie the set for a 9th time on this next round if possible. It'll be Abby Shad back to serve. She likes to run in quite a way before hitting the ball on her serves.
Good
Chloe
spot.
Allen was in the perfect position to hit it over on the setup. And that's Kylie Martin with the spike. And we're tied at 9.
Robert, I think that's the first time I've seen the Jags blocking Christine Carroll, because she's been crushing the ball. Even if the first time they blocked it and it's landed in for a point for them.
We talked about her pregame. She's at the top of the conference stats in just about every category. But the Jaguars seem to have her figured out here in the third set. But she's shown why she's at the top in a lot of stat categories in the first 2 sets here in this one.
I think that's going to be a net call on 13. Oh, the ref's going to go the other way.
And that's not going to make Coach Glenn Cox of the Pacers happy. And they give a point to the Jaguars. The Jaguars have a 10-9 lead. It'll be Malik's serve.
If there was a challenge call in volleyball, Robert, that could be a time to throw and relook at that. But at any rate, ref made the call. Jags point. They're up 10-9. Now the coach is kind of talking a little long, maybe trying to get a free timeout. But Judge did a good job. Get back to the lane.
Is it a free timeout if you can't talk to the players?
Just a free rest for the girls, I guess we'll say.
There you go. And the Jaguars guarding the net beautifully. And that's the biggest lead of this set for either team. And it's 2 points, 11-9. Jaguars, they'll look to extend that with Malik's serve. Shoots it across, and that sails out of bounds, and it's back to a 1-point game, 11-10.
That was short-lived.
But the momentum might be tilting to the Jaguars a little bit more.
Madison leaves the game. That's their big hitter, but she's in the back row, so smart playing by Coach Q.
Carrie Mercer will serve it for the Pacers. They line up in the I formation. They hit it across. Kylie Martin serves it, and they set it up beautifully for Jessica Hedrick. A cross-court kill. It's 12-10.
Yep, that was a good set, good hit, good swing. Cross-court's the way to go.
Martin serves it. She gets it across.
It's in.
And that's a beautiful job on the return by the Pacers to get a point. Hitting it across a lot like what Hendrick did a moment ago, and it's 12-11.
Robert, I'll let you give the next stat, but I'll just let you know right now Rebecca Martinez has 18. So one and she's got the
So
record.
she has tied the record
She has tied
for
it.
digs in a career in the Peach Belt Conference.
Correct.
She's their libero number 88. And she hits it across, and she breaks the record.
Nope.
Nope, it sails out of bounds. So a point for the Jaguars. She went for it there, but she hit it out of bounds, so it's Jaguars' point, so 13-11. So the record's still tied momentarily.
You know, Robert, you mentioned earlier, our executive producer over here, Mr. Blake, mentioned that the Jags weren't going at Martinez much the first two sets, but this set they're kind of attacking her. That was a good catch by Blake.
And a point for the Pacers, and it's 13-12. Like I said, the Jaguars did their homework during the practice this week.
Number 88, Rebecca Martinez on service.
Yeah, or their homework for the last 4 years.
That is true. Here come the Jaguars.
Ooh.
And that's hit and Ramos with a very hard hit ball and was robbed of a spike. But it's hit out of bounds by the Jaguars after the Pacers hit it back, and that gives the Pacers a point to tie it at 13. And Martinez hits it across. Here come the Jaguars. And that's deflected and just out of Martinez's reach. And it's a Jaguar point. The Pacers tried to play on, but the ball did hit the ground just out of the reach of Martinez as she went for that record-breaking dig.
Well,
Not
Robert,
to be on that round.
Yep. Well, the point before it, though, she did get it, so she is now the all-time record
So she
holder.
did get it even though it sailed out of bounds.
Well, no, the point before
Point
she got
before
it.
that.
Yep.
Live stats are a little slow, but they're catching up.
Well, I think officially you have to wait till the next point starts before they can officially click that in there.
So Rebecca Martinez is the new all-time digs leader in the Peach Belt Conference as of tonight. And she breaks the record here at the Chris. 15-13 Jaguars with the lead here in set 3. Holland Martin with a dig. And that's a point for the Jaguars. They lead 16-13, and they are feeling it on the bench.
Hey, it's a 3-point lead. Guess what
And
that
a
means.
timeout taken for the Pacers. We'll take one as well. We'll be back. We're here at the Chris. The Jaguars are taking it to the Pacers, although this game is far from over. Set 3, the Jaguars up 2-0, but the Pacers have kept it close the entire match.
Yeah, Robert, you said taking it to him. Usually you don't say that in a 3-point set, but in this set you do.
But you could just tell by the body language of the Jaguar players that they're feeling it, and they believe they can close this thing out.
Point to the Pacers there. They definitely needed to cut it back to 2.
Absolutely, it's 16-14. Off of the Pacers timeout. The Pacers have one timeout left. The Jaguars have both of theirs here in this third set. And they get it across. Ramos digs it up. It's up in the air. It's deflected. And
Net.
a whistle, and is that a hitting violation?
That's a net on the Jags.
A netting violation, so that it's now a 1-point game. The Pacers battling back, 16-15 here in set 3.
That was on Ramos.
And Ramos gets the dig.
Ooh.
And another netting violation.
Yeah, that one hit the post, Robert.
And it ties this one at 16.
All right, Jags just need to compose themselves, get a good pass. Notice who the Pacers have been serving to every time here. There it is again, Ramos. She's a great hitter, but passing, she's got a little work to do.
And she hits it across, and the Pacers were ready for it, and they're able to hit it back over. And now that puts the Jaguars back on the attack. Chloe Allen, another hard hit ball, and the Pacers ready for that one again.
Unfortunately,
and a hitting violation gives the Jaguars the point.
that was a couple good digs, but unfortunately that girl was way back in the baseline of basketball court.
This could have been a back and forth battle right there. And it technically was. 17-16 Pacer or Jaguars with the lead. Ramos serves it. On the dig is Kelsey Sperling. And that sails out of bounds. Jaguars go back up by 2, Peter. It's 18-16.
Yeah, I think that's the third time this match has been a 2-point lead or greater. You know what? That's what we want here against rivals like this. This is fun stuff.
You got to win by at least 2. Might as well set the tone. And that one falls short of the net. And it's 3 straight points for the Jaguars. After 3 straight points by the Pacers, Jaguars go back up 19-15.
Yeah, Nita Cookie Gam that was. She's been hitting it hard. That time she tried to just kind of dink it, but it was short. That means the Jags are blocking well. That's out. That's out.
Jaguars win. It's 20-16.
If you look at the Pacers here, Robert, they kind of look out of sorts. They're not used to being in this position. Down 2 sets.
No, we talked about that going into this set. They're not a team to face much adversity on the season.
Dang,
it's 20-17.
Yep. Zitcher was there on the deflection there, but just couldn't get it up to a teammate. Jags are up 3 though, so just keep getting the ball back, keeping up by 2 or 3 puts a lot of pressure on Aiken, especially when they're down 2 sets.
Pacers did score 3 straight earlier this set to tie the game, but the Jaguars answered back. But it shows you that they can come right back again. It's a long way to go in this one. And there's that one land. It lands in. The Jaguars laid off thinking it was going to land out, but it lands in. It's 20-18.
Yeah, she just hit that in the corner that the Jags didn't have a girl at. Good eyes.
Good eyes by Kylie Martin laying off of it. That one lands out, so 21-18.
That's twice she's done that this set, isn't it?
Outstanding discipline.
That's why they stand on that line and they watch it. They know. Good serve, Chloe.
Allen with a hard hit serve. That leads to a Jaguars point. It's 22-18.
That's another ace, Robert. That's about 3 or 4, and I think Chloe's got most of them.
Absolutely, and I saw you signal timeout, anticipating the timeout called, and you anticipated correctly. Another timeout taken by the Pacers. That's their final one here in set 3. The Jaguars still have both of theirs.
Yeah, Rob, you've watched enough sports here that you kind of know when timeout should.
Absolutely.
Kind of just feel that you need a timeout here. And that was our last one, like you said, so now it's all on the girls.
And now is it closeout mode for the Jaguars? The Pacers have had them right where they wanted them throughout the match, but the Jaguars have still been able to close out 1 and 2 and are looking for a sweep here.
Well, Robert, they only need 3 more points. However, this is Aiken. It's your rivalry. They're the number 1 team. They're number 1 for a reason. So until I see a 25 points less than that, Coach Q and their players, they're all the way until that final whistle.
Yes, as I said, going into the 3, Coach Quarles has to be pleased but not satisfied.
Yeah,
Because
she'll
of
be
how
real
crucial
satisfied
these closeout sets are. Absolutely.
if they can.
Oh, yeah. Allen will serve it once again. Almost all her serves have led to Jaguar points tonight. So the perfect person to be serving in this point of the game. But as I say that, a service error, and it's 22-19.
Yep.
Jaguars.
We talked about this before. After a timeout, for some reason, the team gets the point. Could also be a little of the old jinx action there, but
You're blaming me for that? They hit it across.
I'll let Chloe decide that.
And that one lands in. It was deflected, and it's 23-19. And Peter is signaling 2 more. Jaguars 2 points away from a victory here tonight and keeping their hopes alive for regular season conference title. And a spike by Jessica Hedrick. And the Jaguars are one away from a sweep.
That was Mattis's way deep serve, and it's making for a bad pass for Aiken. Like you said, 1 point away from the sweep, baby.
Malik serves it. And that's out of the reach of Holland Martin, and this match will continue. It's 24-20. Momentum still on the Jaguars' side. They're going to put Peyton Murchie into the game.
It is, Robert. But guess what? The Jags are on D, which that means they're receiving the ball, which means they, with a good pass, get a chance to hit. That means Aiken has to block it or dig it.
Absolutely. The Jaguars are prepared, and the dig is by Kylie Martin. They go on the attack. Martin hits it over, but the Pacers ready for that one. And the spike goes down, and it's saved by the Pacers. Almost goes out of bounds, and the Pacers hit it back over, dug up by Chloe Allen on the Jaguars' end. Back on the attack. That one lands in, and the Jaguars win.
Big hit there by the Jags to sweep Aiken, baby.
The Jaguars sweep the Pacers, winning set 3, 25-20.
Yep,
And
Robert. Go ahead, buddy. No, you go ahead, man.
Jaguars keep their hopes alive for a regular season conference title, and will take on Lander for that opportunity tomorrow. Still need some other things to go their way tomorrow besides the victory tomorrow against Lander, but they got a shot at the conference regular season tournament and the conference regular season title tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, Robert, I don't know about you, man, but I'm feeling this inside, man. I was getting a little nervous watching, but excited nervous. Jaguars, they were on fire tonight from point one. They were just, a few errors, but you know what? They couldn't have played a better match if you ask me. If I'm Coach Q, I'm super pumped. If I'm the players, I'm pumped.
Absolutely. But we were pumped as well after this victory by the Jaguars. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, Blake Collins, our director here tonight, will come on, and he's going to interview a player as a star from today's game. That's coming up next, and after that, Peter and I will be back on to wrap things up. So, once again, the Jaguars sweep the Pacers. Stay tuned for some post-game. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with a player that I'm really excited to interview in Madison Malik today. Now, Madison, just try to sum up a little bit about your first year here at AU.
It definitely has been a change in pace and intensity, and I've absolutely loved it so far. The school is great. I love my team, and the coaches have honestly really helped me work on not necessarily like my foundation of my skills, because they're already good, but perfecting it and working on the details.
Nice, absolutely. So when you guys went to Aiken, you kind of lost that game a little bit. So what did you guys take from that game that you applied to this game to topple the Pacers with?
I think that we just were very fired up, and we changed our lineup a little bit. We ran a 6-2 instead of a 5-1.
Right.
And I think just having that extra set of hands, we were super aggressive blocking-wise tonight, which is one of the biggest reasons I think that we came out successful.
Absolutely. You guys, especially last year and a little bit this season, have like a kind of like a brick wall type of block where you guys are so close together to where you don't allow any balls to go through, and that was very prevalent tonight as well. Now, also, I noticed a little bit of a strategy that I wanted to get your take on. When you guys were in the attack, the second and third set, guys kind of attacked away from one of the lead diggers for Aiken and Martinez. Was that a strategy that you guys developed throughout the game, or was it a part of the game plan coming in?
Well, she is definitely, we scouted her. We
Right.
knew her weaknesses and strengths, and she is a great player. So, honestly, we really focused on taking the setter out this game because they have a smaller setter, and we can use that to our ability when she's front row and when she's back row, just being able to see that on the court and go around it.
It seemed like, too, that you guys kind of shook up Aiken a little bit with jumping out to a massive lead. Now, could you guys sense that as well, and that actually help press the attack a little bit more to open up more holes, use eye movement and legs to kind of open up more holes, and then when you saw those holes, the holes in the defense, attack it to where, with them being tired, it almost seems like they couldn't react in time. So was that part of the game plan going forward as well?
That's always the best when you can get a team off their feet, and then we just really capitalized on that. Everyone's energy was so high to where no one was scared or fearful of making a mistake. You were just swinging.
So in preparation for this game, did you guys use any type of video or anything to scout them, or did you guys kind of remember what went on during the last game and then corrected those mistakes, obviously, but then came up with a strategy as well to counteract what Aiken would bring to the table tonight?
Well, so our strategy going into this week was, we set up our coaches and our players as if we were Aiken. So we looked at the types of shots they were hitting, and then we had a hitter specifically hitting those balls. And with Christine Carroll and their outside Allie Smith being out, we knew they were going to have some substitutions. So we played our game based on what we expect their lineup to be and learning their shots. So we knew they were going to try to do a bunch of short balls, and we knew they used our corners. So we really did drills to work on trying to get those balls up.
That is amazing. Well, an absolute phenomenal game, back and forth for all three sets, two heavyweight contenders going toe-to-toe. And the Jags pull it out here. But another question that I had with heavy playoff implications, with this going into later tomorrow, but then going into the playoffs, does this give you guys confidence, and does this also help you devise a strategy and bring you guys together, moseying into the playoffs, maybe facing Aiken again in the playoffs, or facing Flagler or any other team? With the leadership here, does this victory tonight kind of assure you guys that you guys can go all the way when you guys get to the playoffs?
100%. I think from the start we always knew that we can be that team. We can be that number one.
Right.
And I just think that this win is huge for us as far as momentum going into it and confidence as far as moving forward. I think that there should be no one in our way. I think we are capable of beating everyone in a sweep just like this.
Right.
And I think this is just the start of where we're going to go.
Last year we saw a lot of the leadership from Mackenzie Beck and a lot of the seniors coming in. So you guys have got a lot of that this year. So from that standpoint, I wanted to ask you as well, kind of to bring everything full circle, is from our first question, and be my last question, is so far during this season, what are some of the things that you've learned during this season that you might not have known, or that you're shored up this season to carry you over into next season so that you'll be a better volleyball player?
I think that we had something that I wasn't used to at my old school. was we never really had we didn't have so many new players coming in.
Right.
And so this year we had a half new roster.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I think that something that I learned is that you really have to work on every single person's details and connect with every single person.
Right.
Because even though we do have a big roster, almost everyone on our roster has been in at some point, and we rely on everyone so heavily. So I think just much more communication between everyone has been what I have learned the most so far.
That's amazing. Plus that camaraderie, like you were saying, that family atmosphere makes for a great team surging on into the playoffs. Well, folks, tomorrow will be the last home for the Jaguars. They go toe-to-toe with Lander, and that'll kick off at 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'm sure you will be amped and ready for it as well. Ms. Madison, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you today. And y'all, we will look forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Again, thank you, Ms. Madison, for that. And we'll be right back to wrap it up.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Madison.
That's all good. It's fine.
We welcome you back here to the Chris. I'm Robert Ambrose, joined by Peter Heyman as we wrap things up. It's the second consecutive year in which the Jaguars sweep the Pacers in this very building. And what a match this was tonight, as the Jaguars are still alive for a shot at a regular season conference, Peach Belt Conference title, and a first-round bye in the conference tournament next weekend. They'll have to win tomorrow to get that and get some help outside of their match tomorrow. A lot of complicated scenarios, but the Jaguars do have a shot at it, and that's what they're going to be focused on tomorrow afternoon on Senior Day. Here, coming off a huge win, huge emotional win tonight.
Yeah, Robert, for the Jags tonight, they, right from the get-go, they were consistent, they were solid, they were confident.
They were feeling it.
They were hitting from both sides. Like we just interviewed Madison. She had great hits tonight. There wasn't a lot of unforced errors for the Jags. And their passing, I have to say, their passing was great tonight. The passing and the setting, I think that's what helped Jags do it great. And like mentioned earlier, they stayed away from Martinez in the first 2 sets for sure. So take the best player away and make the other players beat you.
Oh, absolutely. And their passing, that's great team volleyball right there. And that's all on the preparation during the week leading up. As I said several times throughout the match, Jaguars did their homework during the week as well. Holland Martin was all over the place. Chloe Allen on the serves was all over the place as always. And those two will see a lot of next year as well. It should be an exciting season, but Jaguars still have a lot of volleyball to be played this year, including tomorrow afternoon in the regular season finale and Senior Day for the 2 seniors on the Jaguars, Peyton Murchie and Jessica Hedrick. What great careers they have had here at Augusta University. What's your thinking and thoughts going into tomorrow for the Jaguars and what to expect?
Robert, I think they should just ride the emotions of this game, the confidence, the way they played, just go right into the last match. It's at home. Go win it. Hope for some help somewhere else, but you know what? Take care of business, do your job. So,
and I'm sure Coach Quarles will not let the team check scores during the game and just focus on their own match and then check the score afterwards if they want to.
I agree with that, Robert. Yeah, great match tonight all around. Coaching, playing. They rotated a lot of girls in. It was actually a different lineup than you've seen the past few weeks. So Madison was telling me that the freshman setter, she's got a lot of practice with her since they're both young. They've been working a lot together. So maybe that was one of the reasons Coach Q mixed it up.
Absolutely, and it certainly paid off for her as well as the team tonight. Jaguars have a very deep bench and an excellent rotation. We've seen that throughout the season, and we saw it again tonight, and we hope to see it again tomorrow afternoon on Senior Day. Until then, I'm Robert Ambrose along with Peter Heyman. The Jaguars sweep the Pacers here at the Chris in an outstanding Peach Belt Conference matchup. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Good night, everybody.